Welcome to Limited Appeal. We're back today with some Avatar The Last Airbender quick drafts. It's not necessarily my favorite thing in the world to do, but when they come around and it's a new format, a new set, I like to get a couple in to just sort of see what the bots are doing and to see if we can have any fun with it. This is not the best pack. I don't really think Zuko is pick one worthy most of the time. Admittedly, I don't think anything here is really pick one worthy most of the time. We have a bunch of mediocre commons. Octopus form is probably my favorite of the bunch. And then we have Crashing Wave, which almost always wheels in quick draft from my experience so far. And Toph the Blind Bandit is probably the best card by itself. Earth Kingdom Protectors is really good in a lot of decks that like wind up playing it, but I think Toph, without knowing anything else about where we're going, is probably the best choice here. Well, I mean, if we had have taken the Protectors, then it would have gone really nice with our Water Tribe Rallier, which I think we're going to take anyway. Firebending Lesson is good, but this card is just so incredibly powerful. It wins games by yourself, and green-white allies is a pretty solid thing, and we already have an ally, so I am happy to stick the Water Tribe Rallier in there too. Grand is a solid card. I don't necessarily want to pick her right off the bat, but solid card too. So we're passing like a Grand, which we could have taken to Firebending Lesson. Azula is fine. I don't necessarily like getting into black too much if it's like not super open. The signals aren't like super obvious. And I don't know, I find that they tend to draft black quite aggressively in this format, the bots do. But apparently they hate Firebending Lessons, which is interesting. So Rocket Launch is like the go-to mono green card here. And I don't know necessarily that mono green is something we're going to get to do. Earth Rumble is a pretty good card in general. We already have Toph. Toph is on this card as well, so that's kind of like synergy, right? And I think Firebending Lesson is probably objectively the best card in the pack in terms of like raw power when you don't know what it is that you're doing. Dragonfly Swarm, something to be said for too. This card is really good. It will win you games if you have a solid... Is it deck most of the time, I guess? We just did Is It, and I don't necessarily want to go down that path again if we're not being given it. So I think we'll just take the Earth Rumble. It seems like the safest pick to go along with our Toph and our other white cards. So here's the thing. Gather the White Lotus is good, really good. It's good even if you're not mono white. It's not amazing if you're not mono white. It's like you get value out of it a lot of the time. Boomy is really good if you have lessons. Like drop this on turn 6 when you have a bunch of lessons already and you are so far ahead. But I don't know if that's... I mean, maybe that's the deck we wind up being. White-green isn't necessarily... Like, there are lessons, but they're not lessons you toss out aggressively. But we're not even necessarily white, right? So we could wind up going into red. Obviously, it sucks that we passed the 2 Firebending Lessons, seeing Boomy as our 4th pick, but Boomy is really, really strong, and green-red is a pretty nice place to be with it. Green-white can work too. Alternatively, there is an Accumulate Wisdom, and this card is so busted in the lesson deck. We actually could have had a nutty lesson deck, just based on what we've seen. 2 Firebending Lessons and Accumulate Wisdom, yeah. Or like a Firebending Lesson, a Dragonfly, and an Accumulate Wisdom. It could have been crazy, but that ship has sailed, unfortunately. Boulder, Ready to Rumble is pretty good. Glider Staff is pretty good if we wind up going white. The thing is, this card we have seen wheel like with the bots so many times that I kind of don't feel like I need to take it, because like if one winds up being in the draft somewhere, it'll probably make its way to us. Earthbending Lesson we don't want. Kyoshi Warriors, if we wind up going white, would be solid too. This I do really like Boulder. He works really well some of the time. Okay, so we're definitely going to go white. I really like the sentries as well, but we're being told that we have to go white now. The Raucous Audience is pretty decent. I don't really think this is a high bay deck or a high buy deck. I don't know how to say it. Zhong's Deserters don't feel like they're necessarily at home here. But if we have a bunch of big stuff, then ramping it out with the Raucous Audience seems pretty good. Pick 8. Water. See, this is interesting because this has negative synergy with what we have so far, right? Or at least with what we're building into. It's not bad that we have some big creatures, but ramping into big creatures with the Water Tribe Rally feels bad. We could take Bitter Work as well here. And that kind of like thematically fits. We would potentially lose our 2 white picks, but I guess we'll also see the Firebending Lessons are wheeling. They don't let those wheel. Water Tribe Captain doesn't do that much for us either, but it does kind of thematically fit with using your mana to do big things. Yeah, maybe we just take the Water Tribe Captain. It fits better, but the Wall-Top Sentries are so good. You know what? It's the Sentries. We need some Sentries. Yip. Gives us a lesson for Boomy, and it's an equally good trick, I think, as Pillar Launch. Obviously, it doesn't untap, which maybe makes it less good of a trick, but I feel like most of the time they catch the same things. Although I think maybe Pillar Launch is a bit better, but it's not a lesson. We want a couple of lessons. Well, admittedly, in hindsight, we could have got the Water Trap Captain here, but we will just have 2 of them instead now. I don't care much about you guys. The Troop Week is playable. We don't need the... Okay, this is... Didn't I just... No, I took the Sentries instead. Now we have 2 of these. Give me something good. Okay, yeah, that's something good. Earthbender Ascension is a really good card. Flopsy is a decent card too, probably in this deck. We have a lot of bodies where sort of like go wide green-white instead of like big things green-white. So Flopsy would definitely fit here, but Earthbender Ascension is just amazing. No matter, like, it just keeps going and going and going and going. And making your things better. Like, sure, you don't want to flood out. It still sucks to flood out. But at least getting 1/1s gives you some amount of action. 1/1 counters. Appa is okay. It's like a good finisher some of the time. Like getting flyers on big bodies can just win you the game sometimes. It can break a stalemate. Badgermole is cheaper, comes out faster, and doesn't necessarily do the same thing as aggressively, but it does a really good job of just pushing in damage, often out of nowhere. Earth Kingdom General is good too, but I don't think he's nearly as good as Badgermole. Like in a perfect world, we have both of these, but you know, it's not a perfect world. Like I said, if there is a glider staff, it will make its way to us. Sozin's Comet is interesting because the bots usually hyper aggressively draft rares. So what were there, like 3 rares in this pack or something? Path to Redemption for me feels better than Glider Staff though. And then we got an Aang, nice, rewarded. Now we have some airbending in here. Admittedly, nothing great on the green front. Like Cycle of Renewal is fine, knowing that if we decided we wanted to ramp out some things, it also works well with the Airbender Ascension to just get that online. But obviously Aang is one of the best white cards out there. Team Avatar is also one of the best white cards out there. This is just so good. If you're at sort of like a stalemate and you have wide boards, you just swing in with a giant creature every turn. Or in some cases, you use it to just remove something. I don't know which one you do more often. I find that I use them both almost equally. Airbending Lesson is good too, but this card is by far the best card in the pack. Then we have a second Earth Kingdom Jailer, which is really nice. Sokka would be good here too. Path of Redemption would be good as well. Foggy Swamp Finebender, I don't actually hate, but one of these cards is not like the... okay. We're just Earth Kingdom Jailer deck now, I guess. Badger Mole, I would take a second one happily, but not over Earth Kingdom Jailer. Kyoshi Warriors is good here. There's nothing else we want. And that's a great card anyway. Air Nomad Legacy we can't play. Bit right now anyway. Earth Village Ruffians definitely fits in this deck. Like a 3/1 for 3 that turns into another Earthbent creature. We don't have that much Earthbending going on, but between Badger Mole, Ready to Rumble, Boomy, and Toph wherever she is. Oh, and Earthbender Ascension. Does Earthbender Ascension? It does Earthbend, yeah. It's like, we have some going on. Not a lot, but some. We'll take another Yip Yip over Appa, I guess. Appa just doesn't really fit well in the deck right now. I do really love it as a finisher sometimes, though. The Barrels of Glass and Jelly is playable most of the time. Zhang or Pillar Launch? I feel like with 3 Jailers having some things to keep us alive makes more sense. Somehow the Airbending Lesson Wield, it always does. You can like pretty much rely on that happening with the bots. This is a bad pack for us. We don't really have enough lessons to make White Lotus Hideout good. Shared Roots is not really what I want to be doing on turn 2. Earth Village Ruffians is good, like I said. We already have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 permanents that we can play on turn 3. I feel like we kind of want to spread the love out a little bit. Like, this is just a bad pack. I almost just want to take, like, something. I, like, just rare draft the Day of the Black Sun because I don't think we're playing anything here. Which is unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. Second team Avatar seems good. There's nothing green in this pack that I want. And nothing is going to wheel that we care about. Another Toph? Or a Ruffian? I mean, another Toph is good. It's awkward that they're legendary, but if this Toph gets stuck in a hand, a Toph gets stuck in your hand, you know? You can also just play it out at Earthbend 2 if you need to and let it die to the legend rule. I don't think that's like relevant almost ever, but you can do it. It's a thing. Sandbender's Storm I don't love in this format, but we'd probably take it at least in a lot of situations. It's just not one where we have Toph. Seismic Sense is really good, and there's nothing else that I care about in this pack, so it seems that the bots suddenly are hate drafting us for some reason. Ostrich Horse, I don't know if it makes the cut. Ostrich Horse is one of my favorite, like, 3-drops in green, and I almost always play it, but, like, our 3-drops are crazy right now. We could actually just grab the Poxbearers and have another 2-drop. I don't hate that. Origin of Metal Bending, I've been, like, pleasantly surprised with how versatile this card can be. I didn't love it at the beginning of the format, but Indestructible can save your big creatures, and destroying an artifact or enchantment is surprisingly relevant in this format a lot of the time. Like, there's some really big sagas that you just, if you don't deal with them, you lose a lot of the time. So I don't need a third Yip Yip, and Momo Playful Pet doesn't do a whole lot for this deck either. We're not trying to quickly kill them. I don't really like anything here. Rock-a-Lanche is fine. Like, it's generally going to hit for less on turn 3 than Earthbending Lesson would on turn 4. But the Flashback I have used basically every time I've played that card. I don't know if it's going to make the cut, but same with Vengeful Villagers. This doesn't really feel like a Vengeful Villagers deck, but having this many big creatures paired with a Team Avatar, I think it can do potentially interesting things. I don't know if we'll see that pan out, but I'll just take the Shared Roots at this point. We're not going to play it, but same with the Curious Farm Animals. I don't know if they're playable. If we were doing best of 3, they would definitely be sideboardable. I don't know if we're playing the right games either. The deck just looks really powerful right now. And you need to be really good to make it in, and then the Yip Yip wield anyway. Okie doke. I like what it looks like in theory. I don't necessarily love the way it curves out. I think we can drop the pillar launch. I think Yip Yip is just going to do more to help us with lessons and keeping things alive. Even though I think pillar launch might be a little bit better. But I mean, that's not even true because like Yip Yip has the versatility in that we can just take one of our big creatures, give it flying and swing in out of nowhere. And pillar launch gives us the versatility of being able to untap something and surprise our opponent when they're attacking into us. I don't really know which one's better in this deck. The Water Tribe Rallier actually seems like she might not be great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I lied. The Water Tribe Rallier pretty much hits all of the creatures in our deck. Vengeful Villagers, I'm very much on the fence about. Actually, how many creatures do we have in general? 17. So we can cut a couple of creatures and not be too worried. I don't think we need 2 Water Tribe Captains. I don't necessarily know that we need 2 Toffs. We can drop that. We can drop... Do we want to drop a Yip Yip? Probably not, right? I don't know that the Raucous Audience helps us that much in this deck, unfortunately. Like, accelerating out our 4 drops on turn 3 seems fine. But I also won't... we can drop the Poxbearer, that's fine. And then I think we just need to drop... Because this is basically a creature anyway. Earth Rumble, I think, is really good in this deck. Yip Yip, Seismic Sense. So if we drop Yip Yip, then Boomy becomes worse. Is Boomy even good? That's a question. He's like one... Actually, yeah, I think Boomy is pretty much always going to be good. It's always going to hit something. It's almost always going to hit something. And last cuts are always the worst. We could cut a land on the back of having like Seismic Sense and Raucous Audience. I don't know how that feels in a deck where you're kind of... I mean, you know what? Live a little bit on the wild side, I guess. I think we can actually... Like, this deck pretty much tops out at 5 mana, with Boomy being the exception. I mean, let's be real. It kind of tops out at 4 mana. Most of our drops are at 3. If we get a little stuck and can't hit our 4 or 5 drops, I don't think we're in that, like, bad a place. But as long as we can hit 3 land on turn 3 most of the time, which I think you still usually hit with 6 lands. Okay, I mean, it has nothing to do with me cutting land, but it is very awkward. It becomes less awkward the slower our opponent's start is, because if we both if our first plays are both on turn 3, then that's pretty good. I guess we suddenly shifted into mono white. Don't know that I meant to do that, but okay. So this is funny. I'm gonna jailer your jailer. Why would you ever do that? Like, I get it, you want to Seismic Sense, but I'd rather hold up the Yip Yip. Alright, so now this could make some really interesting game states later on, where we have jailer, 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 or a jailer chain. So we could just attack in with Water Tribe Captain. We could Team Avatar first or Seismic Sense first. I kind of like that, actually. And now we can just start attacking with the Water Tribe Captain. And then next turn we can do something with Aang if they let us. And this way, if they have a Yip Yip, then we win the Yip Yip war. The only way our Earth Kingdom Jailer kind of gets blown out here is if they have like a firebending lesson, because we obviously can't save it from a firebending lesson on a kicked firebending lesson. I don't know what they're playing the red splash for, but are they going to fight? Works for me. Do you have a Yip Yip too? Nice. All right. So we are in Awkwardville now, but I guess we'll just airbend the Earth Kingdom Jailer. Airbend it, and I don't know what we do after that, but and as soon as we hit land, we can make this big. Or we can just play with the Badger Mole. Maybe the Badger Mole is just better. Because then they can just replay this next turn. We'll just Badger Mole. But then, yeah, no, that works. That works well, right? If they remove the Badger Mole, we still have a 2-2 on the board. They can't really attack with the Jailer, at least unless they remove it. Toph, sure. I wish this could airbend land, but now they have a 0-3 Toph. Yep. So this is awkward because, like, I just don't really have much that I can do, right? Because if we hit the... I mean, I guess we hit the Jailer. It's not that bad. We can start attacking with our planes. Get the planes in there for 4. We also drop the wall top sentries because that kind of messes with their entire board right now. And I don't really care about the Jailer, honestly. And they don't really have any good block on the planes either. And I mean, we could also throw Aang in there. Okay, that we're definitely going to get rid of. You can go. You can go out of here. It would be great if I could find land, though. Land would be fantastic. So we dropped the Kyoshi Warriors here. If we were going to do that, we probably should have done it pre-combat. We can drop the Aang here, and that's game. That's guaranteed lethal next turn. Is this dies or leaves? This dies. So we could... I think playing out the Aang is just the safest thing, right? Because it just gives us lethal on the board potentially next turn. With the Kyoshi Warriors, so... And we'll get rid of the Pox Bearers because we just don't want it attacking. They don't have any great attacks here, unless they have something else. If their last card is Razor Ring, that would be good for them. But if it's anything else, we probably just win. To be honest, that's pretty good too. Doesn't matter how we do this. Like, if we drop the Kyoshi Warriors, it's basically the same as just playing the Jailer. So let's just drop the Kyoshi Warriors, swing in for a bunch with Aang, and see if they have an answer. And if they do have an answer, you know, whatever. Airbending lesson? Nice. a good last card to have there. Yoshi Warriors is a good card to have in general tier 2. It's going to not be as hot when we... yeah, I'll take 3. I don't really care. It's not, like, we're going to airbend some tokens here. We're going to get rid of your White Lotus or whatever reinforcements. I think we just attack with the warriors, right? We can also attack with the sentries. That's kind of interesting, actually, because they don't really have any good blocks there. I mean, they'll just chump it. They'll probably just chump anything, right? Yeah, they don't have any good blocks anywhere. It's a 9/9. And then if they don't have an answer to Aang, we just win. So they're searching for an answer to Aang. And even if they have Paths of Redemption, we just airbend and lessen it off, I think, and win anyway. Oh, so that went pretty well. I'm happy with how that went. The deck did what it was supposed to do. It worked against a deck that looked very similar to ours. I mean, this is like... Their deck obviously has like the Ally Lord, and we don't really have anything busted or great at the top end of our curve or anything, but like I don't think we need it. As long as we can just provide like consistent, aggressive board states, should be pretty good for us. Kind of sucked that we couldn't get the land that we needed that game, but it worked out obviously in the end anyway. We're playing against Gandalf. Wait, okay, this is good. This is like the turn 4 boulder that we were talking about actually. And then it's a turn 5 Boomy if they let us get it. Just don't play red and I'll feel pretty good, I think. Rocky Rebuke, like if they play something out and then Rocky Rebuke our audience, that would suck, but hopefully they just play nothing. It's green so far, just mono green, so like there aren't that many 2-drops in mono green. There's obviously the Raucous Audience, there's a number of like removal spells, but there aren't that many actual beaters, which is what they would need here. Let's see, do you have a third color? Sorry, do you have a second color? Or are we playing against mono green? Like Love Renewal. Okay, we'll find out, I guess. Are you just going to play a bunch of forests? That would be pretty funny. Because I mean, if that's what you do, and then you play out the, I can never remember what it's called. The Rock Avalanche. Rock Avalanche? No, 2 swamps. Okay. We're obviously not going to play Boomy next turn, but we could, and that's what matters. Depending, like, if they remove Boulder, whatever. If they play out something big, we just Aang, I guess, in most situations. Like, if they have a Badger Mole, I guess we probably don't Aang, but... His Heartless Act or whatever. Nope, 3 mana now. What 3 mana removal is there? That is not 3 mana removal. You could allies, whatever, kill my Boulder now. Is that what you want to do? Yep. Alright, that's unfortunate. Super unfortunate. You don't mouse over that way, both of your cards, unless that's what you're doing. Ally, attack, whatever. Because they have the mana for it. They'll tap out for it, but they do have the mana for it, unfortunately. Or maybe they just want to read Boulder. Who knows? I don't think that's what they want to do, but maybe that's what they want to do. Just do it, man. Just kill my Boulder. You have to do it on your turn. Because if I untap, my Boulder is fine. Oh. It's not nearly as good. What does that mean for us exactly? I guess we can do this. Earthbend the plains. Get a forest. Attack with both, because this will become a 3/3. Swing in for 7 on turn 4. Turn 4, right? We're on turn 4. Yeah, we're on turn 4. Feels pretty good. Then we can ang whatever they play out, hopefully. I don't think booming is going to be good until we hit a lesson at least, but if things get spicy, we can at least play out the 4/4 body. And we have the Razor Rings and the Team Avatar in hand as tricks. If we attack in again with everything. Obviously, they don't have any better removal. At least they didn't have any better removal in their hand, or they probably would have just killed the boulder outright without Rocky rebuking my raucous audience. Oh, okay, well, yeah, okay, sure. I'm wrong, whatever. I guess they must not have had that last turn, or maybe they thought playing out Toth and Rocky rebuking the raucous audience was better. I don't know. Why can't you hit landing? That would be so good right now. Because now our attacks get awkward, unfortunately. We don't have a objectively correct attack, I don't think. Because Aang isn't going to airbend Toph. That would obviously be bad. So now what we can do, actually, is we can play out Team Avatar, swing for 4. Or we can just play Boomy. Or I can just Aang, airbend nothing, keep up Razor Rings. Or we can just play out Boomy, have a 4/4 on the board. I don't really hate that either, actually. Given their potential lack of removal, they have 2 cards left. Like, we don't have any lessons in sight. And maybe Boomy's just right. It's just, unfortunately, a 4/4 here, but can't always win with Boomy. I mean, also in another world, we could like top deck airbending lesson, airbend Boomy, play him out again, draw a card, scry a couple, make him big. I don't know. The Boomy dream isn't over, and I just want them to like play out something that's good here, so that we can get some value off of Aang. The Earthbender Ascension is going to be online pretty soon too, and using that to drop like tokens on the Aang is a pretty solid way to win, especially when they're at 13 and they have no sign of having like blockers for it. Okay, sure. That's fine too, I guess. Are you just removal deck now all of a sudden? So Earth Kingdom Jailer also sucks here because we don't really want to hit Toph with it. I think we just start by swinging in. You're going to... You can't Razor Ring me here. Give a trick. Oh. That's awkward. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody play that card. I mean, Bright Side, no, that doesn't even work. Damn. Wouldn't have changed anything, I guess, but now they just have a 6/6. Super awkward. I didn't know that was a thing that they could do. And it's vigilant too. That's rough. Yeah, there was nothing we could really do about that. Like, obviously, if we raise a ring to this instead, it would only be a 4/4, right? Yeah, then they could only make a 4/4. But I think that just playing this out is the best use of our mana. We might regret it later, but we're just not drawing creatures. Well, we are drawing creatures. They've just had removal for all of our creatures, I guess. Kind of awkward. My mouse is... Oh, there's something stuck on my mouse. That's why it's jumping around the screen. Yep, we're at 11. I don't know what we're going to do about this. Can you play out something for my Earth Kingdom Jailer at least? Okay, you know, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I am an idiot, but that's okay. Just throw out an oops there. The thing is, we could double block the arena, but that feels bad. We could also airbend the Earthbender Ascension and get an extra blocker. Next turn. If they have removal, we just lose, I think. And at this point, I don't know that I'm going to play around them having like the 10th removal spell. Okay, that's interesting. It's very interesting. I want more forests, right? Yeah. So we could attack with Team Avatar, swing in for 8, basically lifelink 8, and then they're dead next turn. They're not actually. They are dead next turn. Yeah. If they don't have a way to deal with anger, dead next turn. Nice. Yep. Okay, that all worked out very well. That airbending on the Earthbender's Ascension gave us the extra oomph we needed to get in there and win the game. Admittedly, if we hadn't drawn Yip, I don't know what we would have done. That was pretty much like, I think, the best case scenario for us. I don't know what else we could have had to deal with their land. I mean, it's a 2-lander, but it's a good 2-lander. All we need is a 3rd land, and we're in a really good spot, I think. So it's just 2 50/50s. Oh, that makes it a bit easier, actually. Like, they can't do anything with this for a little while. I can't do anything with this for a little while either. It's generally not going to block things. It's generally not going to attack into things. So there's not really, like, that much of a rush to get it out there. This doesn't do much for me either, so we'll just play out the boulder. If they want to kill this with Razor Rings, that's fine with me. Playing out the boulder here kind of dissuades them from doing that potentially. Sure. So they have... We have an 8/8 on turn 5. Feels good. Admittedly, they can start like Water Tribe rallying here. Water Tribe rallying right now, but they're at 9 health already, so they maybe don't want to tap out all their creatures. Another warrior is okay. It's good. And they can start triggering that this turn, so that's pretty good too. We just want to keep making 1/1s. Like, we could obviously make a big plains instead and try to start Earthbending 2 instead, but I don't really see the point in it right now. What are they gonna get? The thing is, if I'm just airbending less in this and get it off the board, it doesn't do a whole lot for me. That's annoying, but not a big deal right now. We can also start attacking with everything, actually. Well, actually, no, because these are mana. Never mind. If we airbending lesson on this turn, it kind of sucks, but... Jet. Okay, sure. Let's see what they target here. Probably just airbend whatever they target here. Five. Yeah, so we can't pump it. Because pumping it would obviously be ideal. Because now I don't get a creature. Oh my god! Oh my god! I just clicked. I clicked the wrong thing. I clicked the wrong thing. I concede. I don't care. No, the game is over. I don't know what I was thinking. I was saying jet in my head, and then I just clicked the jet, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I quit. That was the worst mistake I think I've made in a really long time. I don't know what my arm did that made me think like, oh, let's hit the jet. Anyways, moving on to the next game. That was awkward. Sometimes you just throw games. Like, sometimes you just do things that are stupid. Your brain decides that it just like wants to do something that's completely different than everything you've been saying out loud with your mouth. You can come up with the right play. You can say, oh, I'm just going to airbend this. That's easy. No problem. I'll be really far ahead with that. And then just, oh my god, and this hand's rough too. We're getting punished. We're getting punished. We should be 3-0, or well, I mean, we shouldn't. That's jumping the gun, but. And because like if we don't hit planes, we just lose. That's way better. I think maybe the Razor Rings is what goes. The 2 Earth Kingdom, no. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, taking 2 of these can really suck for you if you don't have anything else, right? Razor Rings is not as good, though. As long as our opponent doesn't go super aggro, I think this is probably correct. Oh, man. With all these ralliers today. This card is so good. Obviously, we don't currently have a target for the jailers. I think maybe we just airbend. Well, we'll see. We'll take 2. See what happens. In that case, we just bounce it. Get ourselves an extra card. Octopus. I mean, hey, if that's what you're doing, I don't. Oh, that kind of sucks, actually. That kind of really sucks. Ugh. We have 2 jailers in hand. I think maybe taking Aang is better. I don't know. Because... well, I think we want to hit our land drops. We might flood out, but... we're just going to get that on the board while we have nothing else to do. We're really far behind now, though. And I don't think it's going to get any better for us. Yeah, Water Tribe Rallier. If you played another 2-drop, that would be really ugly for me. I mean, what can you do? This is like my penance for doing what I accidentally did in the last game. We're going to lose this draft because I just misclicked. And now, for whatever reason, Magic Arena has decided to punish me. I mean, they definitely don't have more, like, lands in hand. They missed a land, right? So, just play a big creature. Holy shit. And then this is going to get quenched. Oh, no. Okay, cool. I'm very surprised by that, actually. They were absolutely playing like they had a quench. And on that note, not enough people play quenches. Okay. What? What? Why would you airbend that? Like, I don't know how I feel about that, sir. That was a super aggressive play. Can you just play out like a big creature, though? That would be really nice of you. 3 mana. Okay, come on. Earth Kingdom Jailer. Waterbending lesson. So they'll probably waterbend here with their healer. Scry a little. I mean, that's not even good because, like, our forests have trample. We definitely don't attack for 8. We probably just attack for 5 again. Oh, they didn't even do that. Okay. Double attack? Double attack? Do it. Do it. Do it. Now I just attack for 6. We could yip, but I don't think that's right. It would obviously get us in for 1 extra damage, but We now effectively have like 3 pieces of removal in our hand. And they're at 11. Yep, that's good for us. Now we could do this and get in for 4, kill this guy off. I think that's honestly pretty good here. Go wide. They're at 3. Good luck. Okay, yeah, you get your Piandao back, and then I get my Jailer back, and then you get... Yeah, it's a thing. It'll be a thing. This will be fun. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's not enough, though. You need more. I mean, that will give you more. I don't know if it'll give you enough, but it'll give you more. Like, there's a bunch of different ways we win here, right? Like, we could yip. Fly a Badger Mole over top. Crashing Wave, huh? Okay, I mean, yeah. That's a thing. And now if you can kill my Jailer again, then we're in an even worse spot. So this is interesting, right? So if we Jailer our... No, that's fine. Because then they Jailer our Jailer. Hold on. How does this work? So we play out the Jailer, and we Jailer their Jailer. And then we get our Jailer back, we get Piandao off the board. It doesn't really matter how we do it, right? Because then if they kill our Jailer, they get their Jailer back. They Jailer our Jailer on the Piandao, and the board state winds up exactly the same. We still wind up winning with the yip. Coincidentally, this is one of those scenarios where the untapped one would actually be better than the tap one. That was enough to get the concession. I don't know that we were actually in like a winning board state necessarily, but I will take it without having to think too much more about it. Should potentially be 4-0, but we threw a game. Again, I feel like we were winning the game that we threw, but who knows? Who knows how these things pan out? Yeah, this is a pretty decent deck. I'm happy with this deck. It's working pretty well. Even when we get a little mana screwed, even when we flood out a little, it's still doing pretty well. I think we played that game pretty much correctly. The thing is, like, at the end there, our opponent, I don't know what their deck is, obviously. I don't know if they have any more removal. But if they had removal, then they would basically just be able to get back to the same board state, which I guess wouldn't be enough, right? Because then they'd probably... Yeah, no. I mean, maybe. Who knows? It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But yeah, the if we had the green 1 mana untap +2/+2, we could have just won through Crashing Wave instead, I think. You're against... I don't know who that is. Who is that character supposed to be? Yeah, this is not a great hand. We have nothing going on. This is not the best turn 3 play, and then, like, what do we have? 2 tricks and 4 mana? No, thank you. This is obviously not amazing either, but I think it is just better than what we started with. So, like, if we hit a land, then we're in a good place. And if we don't hit a land, then we lose, but I mean... So it's good sometimes. Okay, that's the opposite of what I want to see. That is definitely in line with what I want to see. That I'm fine with. Do they have like a lightning strike then? Maybe. That feels like a lightning strike kind of play, especially if you're in a deck that plays Financial Cadets turn 1. Ostrich horse. Okay. Toph just has the best upside. Like if they don't have a lightning strike, then Toph is pretty good here. They just lost a glider staff, right? Yeah. Is glider staff hitting on lands? One target creature, yeah. So this one can hit land. Fun fact, we don't have that much earthbending. They have 2 levers, sure. That's awkward, but what can you do? I guess we're learning why Earth Kingdom Jailers as like your removal strategy is not necessarily the best thing you can do. I mean, we can get rid of that with the Jailer. If they swing in with the Fire Nation Cadets, we block. It's a little scary, but we do it anyway. They don't have anything that works with right now. If we hit land, we obviously just hang, but us missing our 4th land is just really awkward here. And now if they have removal, which I think they do, I'm still pretty sure they have a lightning strike. And this just kind of really sucks for us. That also really sucks for us. We just want land here. Come on, deck. What are you doing? We haven't lost yet, but we're pretty darn close. Like, it's crazy how different this game is if we have one more land. Between Aang and Boulder on the board, like, the fact that they don't have any, like, winning attacks here is pretty crazy, too. Yeah. So our wall-top sentries is definitely going to go there. I don't know if I actually care about the Earth Kingdom Jailer right now. Like, getting the cadets off the board actually feels like it might be worth it. I don't know. Like, is it worth it? Yeah, because this forces them to, like, sort of use their mana a bit. Now, if we top deck and we're in, like... Sorry, if we top deck land, we're not in the worst spot. We're not in a good spot either, but... And they just binned a couple of cards they probably want. Yeah. Of course they had the 2-drop. Come on! What are we... And that's... Yeah, that's game. Of course we finally hit our land, but... It's too late. It's too late. Sometimes you just don't draw the land that you need, and you lose. But I think that we would have done significantly better in that game if we had just hit our lands. Now, you could talk to me about the fact that we went down to 16 lands, and that's probably why we lost. And fair enough, probably true. Whatever. We're going to crash out because I made the dumbest misclick I've ever made in my life. We are playing against Sokka himself. Griffin Bang as Sokka. Yeah, again, this doesn't actually do anything until turn 3, but... Okay, that's much better. That was a great draw for us. May is not like that big a deal. If they kill the audience, that's also fine because it's not actually going to do anything. They don't know that yet, but I promise it's not going to do anything. If they pump the Mai here, that's pretty good actually. What you doing? Oh, are you going to hit my... Oh no, you're actually going to double strike his interest. Okay. Sure. Doesn't really matter how I play this. You're just going to swing in for 2 either way. And now we can play our hand out. Like, obviously, if we hit a 4th land, we have more options, which is nice, but... Double striking Mai is pretty scary, though. May? Gosh, it's like... I keep being told how it's pronounced, and then I just keep forgetting. May, right? Like the month? Not Mai. Mai is M-E-I. May is M-A-I. Are you going to blow something up and hit me for more damage? That's probably what you got, right? Fire strike, flame strike, lightning strike. As soon as I untap, I get a lot more options here that are decent. Sure. So, like... If we path to redemption the May, why would you... Oh, we have 5 mana. I forgot about that. Okay, that's actually a lot better. We'll just do this. I forgot that the Raucous Audience tapped for some reason. So now we start attacking with top. And then next turn, if May gets out of hand, we can start, like... We can path to redemption it, or we can even Razor Rings it. I mean, we called the lightning strike. And now our Toph gets bigger. Admittedly, we might take a whole bunch of damage here. Like, I could actually see our opponent pulling us out. If they have a pump spell or something. If they have, unwavering... What is it called? Unwavering something, +3/+1? Make a clue? Like, that would be really rough on us. You have another lightning strike? You should have probably played that pre-combat if you did. Okay, that doesn't really do anything. You can tap the top, sure. You're just going to attack with the planes instead, I guess. I honestly think maybe you should have tapped the planes because then, like, you know, I have less mana or something, but... Or we could attack with the audience and leave the planes back as a blocker, which actually might be better. It's 1 less damage, but with Yip Yip, it doesn't actually change the clock. Yeah, with Yip Yip, it doesn't change the clock. Now they can't have octopus form to save the May. And if they attack with Ty Lee, which would make no sense at all, then we can just, you know, Razor Rings it or block it. So if they tap out here, we win. So we win. We just win. They played. Oh, they had octopus. They did have it. Nice. I misclicked. I misclicked again. I misclicked. Oh my god, I forgot. Ah. All we had to do was attack with top and we won. I freaking forgot that it's an L. I thought it was anything. Oh my god. Okay, well, we're throwing, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We had lethal and we threw it. Going to get awkward now, but we'll just get rid of this, I guess. Oh my god. This is 2 games in a row I've thrown. We're just not using our brain right now. This is crazy. We deserve to lose. I deserve to lose now. Yeah, I mean, that probably makes the most sense, to be honest. We do only have 1 green source. Like, the nice thing about the patrol is that it doesn't actually, like, stop us from attacking. Because if you tap me down with this, right, this is Earthbend 3. Sorry, Waterbend 3, and then I just attack with something else. I'm not going to talk about how I could have won again, but, you know. I'm legitimately just not using my brain right now. My brain is fully off. We had lethal on 3 different turns, and every turn, I did the wrong thing. Which is funny, because I, like, said the right thing, I spoke the right thing, I said what we were going to do, I said how we were going to win, and then I just decided to do something else. Like, in that scenario, all we do, play a creature pre-combat, they know what we have, we could just play the Raucous out again, you know? Swing in for the win, we have lethal. They can't tap us down because they didn't have the mana for it. Instead, I give them another chance to win. Or to come back at least. Anyways, this hand's good. We need 1 land in 4 turns. 4 draws for 1 land. June. Right. Well, I mean, June will die on turn 4, hopefully. It'll hit us a few times first. I mean, we might Razor Rings it. I don't know. I'm happy with that trade. That seems like a good trade to me. They lost their Trick and June for my Razor Rings, and okay, well, we will Aang that for now. Finding an answer is a future me problem, I think. Because, I mean, obviously we could Boomy, and that... Well, we can't Boomy yet, but, like, we could obviously Boomy at some point and fight it, but I don't... It's not great. We could Toph and then Earth Rumble. Or we could just draw that, which is way better than any of the other options I ran through, fortunately. And I mean, they have to be out of removal by now, right? There has to be no more removal. There cannot be any more removal. They've actually only played one removal spell. Oops. I mean, if they remove the Jailer, then it just slows them down a turn again. Okay, that's a good card. So is Earth Kingdom Jailer. Earth Kingdom Jailer is also a good card. Can I get the three-peat? Are they gonna play something else big and then we'll top deck another Earth Kingdom Jailer? Yeah, that's awkward, but fine. I guess you could get your June back if you have get a card back thing. Nice. Okay. Our opponent is at 2, 3. I can't do math either apparently tonight, so that's cool. Now, admittedly, they could really blow us out here with any trick. So what do we do? If we attack all, they have to block each individually. Ah, see, there's a pause there. I don't like that pause. I don't like that pause at all. Ugh. You have another, I mean, yeah. No. No, we're not going to attack. You convinced me not to attack. We're going to go extra wide now. They haven't had removal yet, so I don't, like, they have to top deck removal here. Unless they have it and they were going for the blowout with the attack. What, Heartless? Whatever, the 2 mana. Kill a thing. Are they thinking about whether they want to play it or not? I don't know. So they have something. Rocky Rebuke, maybe? Ooh, see, we got it. I knew there was something fishy. Because we're not going to. Are you serious? And oh my. We are getting punished so hard today. Like we have like at least 10 more cards that this could hit in our. How many cards are left in our deck? 25 cards. So like more than 1 in 3, less than 1 in 3. And then instead we just mill the 2 cards that would have won us the game next turn. Beautiful. Beautiful. This card is so good. We have 2 Yip Yips though, right? So we could still top deck a Yip Yip. Okay, sure. I mean, that's a good card, too. This is creature, right? Okay, what does that do for me here? Nothing really, right? Like, we could kill off Beifong. It would give them a 4/4, which seems really bad for us right now. We could play out Boomy with no lessons at all. Or I can just play out Team Avatar. Or we can just hold Team Avatar. It doesn't really matter. We can search twice. And Team Avatar if we need to. They do something crazy. This creates a clue too. This card is so good. This card is, like, for 2 mana, it just generates so much value. I think their last card is... Oh my god. Okay. Come with a nice. They're at 3. They're probably going to swing in with a bunch of stuff now, maybe. I don't know what they do here, actually. But if they attack with anything, they lose, right? That game, that's the same as them attacking with something, basically, right? So this, whenever an online creature you control dies, needs to die. You drop this, hit you, drop this, we hit Flopsy. And that's lethal. Oh, we got there, we got there, we got there. Drawing cards is good. So we didn't fizzle out because of our mistake. Magic Arena is doing its best to punish us for our two horrible, depressing choices. But we persevere. Perseverance. This deck should have trophied. Like, obviously it still can, but like, we have 2 more wins we need to push through here. Ugh. Okay. Do we just crash out because we decide to keep this? Like, best case scenario, based on the current hand, we would draw a forest, and then turn 3 we finally play something. This deck is really good. I don't want to push my luck. Do we have any double anythings in this deck? No, right? There's no double pips, so you can just kill the forest. Awkward, but whatever. I think, do we just jail the Tylee here? Or do we, I think maybe we just airbend the Tylee, actually. Draw an extra card that way. Slow them down. Okay. Hit in for 2. They'll probably hit us back for 1. And maybe they don't have like a good way to use their mana this turn. Alright, well, it turns out they had a good way to use their mana this turn. I kind of just want to draw a card, honestly, with what is on the board right now. They'll have potentially 6 mana next turn. They'll be able to drop Tylee, Heartless Act, and Boomy Bash. Well, not all 3 of them, obviously, but... that's also assuming they have a land to play. If they don't have a land to play, they probably just Tylee... Oh, they obviously have a land to play. It was in their hand. Yeah, so this is awkward. I mean, they'll probably use at least one of the removal spells that they have obviously there to take out the Rallier, because that would just be a waste if they didn't. Please hit. Just get something good. Huh. Kind of awkward. If they know the Jailer's coming, it makes it a little bit worse. And we already have 2 in our hands. Let's just take the Warriors. Gives us something to do. It's aggressive this turn. So this is going to suck. We're going to immediately jail it, obviously. And then if that turns into a spiral of them, like, repeating it over and over again, that would also suck, but it is what it is. It's the only way we can deal with it right now. I think the Badgermole makes more sense than the Warriors. Like, they'll still swing in for 6 next turn with Ty Lee, but then this is much better after that. And I like that Roku specifically doesn't actually do anything the first turn it comes in. I think it's the only... Actually, no, Sozin doesn't do anything. It's the other 2 or 3 that do something the turn they come in. The green one gives them hexproof and trample to your earthbendable stuff. The blue one lets you... I don't remember what the blue one does, honestly. And I think the white one lets you create 1/1s. Roku is like the only one that does nothing. Yeah, that's annoying. Huh. That's a good draw. We could play out a second one, or we could hold up Razor Rings. I think we just attack with the Badgermole and hold up Razor Rings. We could attack with the planes too, but we want to force them to use Ty Lee if possible. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? And you hit combustion technique. Nice. Alright. Maybe our game plan is to deck them at this point? I don't know. Sure. Yeah. Got it. Great. So things are not great, but they're also, they could be worse. They still have 4 unknown cards in hand. They don't have lethal on board. We still have a jailer in hand. And we have 8 damage on board that we're representing at least. I don't, like... I mean, this is also becomes unblockable, so... If they get us down to 2, we potentially just lose to June. Combustion, okay. Good card and a peddler. So we don't have any good attacks anymore either. Yeah, this is unfortunately where we lose, but we're going to try our darndest to not lose. I don't think there's really any out that we have at this point, unfortunately. Our opponent's deck just has Roku, and Roku is busted. Especially when you don't have any removal for him, which is the situation we were in, unfortunately. Our opponent is at 7, though, so there is maybe some combination of bad plays on their part that could get us through. They don't, on board, have enough mana. If they play a land, that gets worse because they can just start making 4/4s. And then we're definitely dead next turn. They can crack their Boiling Rock Prison, swing in with June. If they attack with the Buzzard Wasp Colony for some strange reason... Like, that's the problem. Like, the Buzzard Wasp Colony being there makes it very hard for me to win. Okay. I mean, I'm predicting like an Azula Always Lies because that would be like the best case scenario for them. What does that leave me with? Just losing the game anyway, right? I can't even draw Earth Rumble to kill them. Team Avatar would technically kill Roku, but obviously they have something. I mean, it is what it is, right? Azula Always Lies is what I'm predicting here. Yeah. Do I even have a lesson in my yard? I do. Okay, we did airbending lesson. Nice. That is nothing to do with, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes you just lose to a busted mythic. It's how it goes. And again, we should probably have had maybe one more win if we didn't do something really dumb. Technically, we lost gems in this draft, but you basically always lose when you play quick draft. I think that's a good takeaway. You don't even get that many packs. It feels like you get 2 packs in the best case scenario, right? What do you before we leave? What do you get in Premier Draft for the same thing? You get 6 packs. So yeah, you're just like quick drafting is just it sucks. There's almost no point to do it other than the fact that it's cheap and it's easy. So like it helps you learn sets. It helps you use your gems, I guess, if you have just been building up gems from maybe the battle pass and you don't want to blow them all in a single premier draft. But like generally speaking, you don't get much value from these. We were lucky to get 2 packs, actually. We should have got 1 pack. We just hit the 35% bonus pack chance. Anyways, thanks again for watching, everybody. We try to do these drafts every day or every couple of days, and don't forget to subscribe, follow, and smash that like button, I guess. Have a good night, everyone.